This channel is all about critical thinking. It's about taking news items, analyzing them, asking some serious questions. And why do we do that? To prevent ourselves from being fooled. What did Richard Feynman say? Richard Feynman, famous Nobel Prize winning physicist, maybe the greatest mind of the 20th century. He said that the person who's easiest to fool is yourself. And this is absolutely the case. But we can stop ourselves from being fooled by asking good questions and seeking answers. Hello out there. I'm trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Propaganda occurs when the message that you're delivering is a lie, and you know it's a lie, but you forward it anyway. You further the message because the ends justifies the means. You don't care if it's accurate or not, just as long as someone believes it. So let me set the stage. This supposedly occurred in New York. This is the New York Police Department. I cannot verify that. And a man is coming out of a home waving something at the police officer. Now the title says, "Man Swings Axe at Police." And in every instance that I have seen of this video being posted on social media, the message has always been the man is swinging an axe at the police. And they don't do anything. They treat him with kid gloves. This should be proof that certain people can get away with more than others when it comes to the police.
You're gonna die! Step back! You put that down now! Put your hand down!
Pretty disturbing. This dude swinging his axe at this cop. The cop does nothing. He doesn't want to hurt him because this person is a member of a class that this cop wants to protect. And if this man was a member of a different class of people, well, we all know what would happen. That officer would just pull that gun out and blam, 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 and it'd be over. There's only one small problem with this video. We're not really sure what we're seeing. Now, the man is clearly deranged, and you can tell because towards one part of there, he's waving the, we put their axe in a really strange fashion. So he has mental health issues. So we have to ask ourselves some questions. If we're going to be critical thinkers, we have to ask ourselves some questions here. Number one, do these officers know this man? If they have been called out to this place on numerous occasions, they may already know his threat level. He may be the man they call locally the mayor. The person with the mental health problems is usually homeless, and they give him a nickname, the mayor. Those who are suffering from mental illness can be dangerous. We know that. So the fact that the man is clearly mentally ill is of small consolation to the police. They know that such people are threats. However, if they have dealt with this man on numerous occasions, they may have a good understanding of how threatening he is. Another question you have to ask is, what is he actually waving? And you think, well, it's an axe. How do you know it's an axe? Just because somebody told you? And you might look at it and say, well, I can see it's an axe. Look at it. Well, we call that confirmation bias. Somebody tells us it's an axe, and when we look at it, it looks like an axe. However, that's not what I thought. When I first watched this, it doesn't look like an axe at all. In fact, if it is an axe, it has to be about the smallest axe I've ever seen. One of the things I always do is I look into the comments section. Somebody might have some insights into what really happened here that I can investigate. Now, what I'm really looking for are links to news stories that might have some background information. In this case here, there is none. However, one of the commenters says it's a spatula. So I looked through some more comments. Another one says it's a spatula. That doesn't mean it's a spatula, but it does raise a question. Could it be? So we go online, we look around, we do some searching. We don't just buy into the story, we investigate. And guess what? I can't find anything on this thing. If there is no news, you have to ask yourself another question. The absence of news indicates what? In my opinion, that indicates that this is more likely to be a spatula or some other non-lethal device. Because if it's an axe, I would have thought that there would be news items about it. Somebody would have mentioned it. I can't find anything. Now we have to ask ourselves another question. If this is an axe, is the behavior of the police reasonable? And the answer is no. I don't care what color, race, or gender the person is. Anybody waving an axe at you is going to command some respect. Do these officers really look like they are being threatened by a deadly weapon? An axe can do some serious damage. Even a 14-year-old kid would give me pause. If he's waving an axe around me, I'm not going to get within 6 feet of him. But these officers get in really close, and when he swings at them, they just sort of back away. They're not terrified at all. They're not worried. Whatever he's holding isn't scaring them. You put all that together, lack of newsworthiness. The fact that the axe appears to be too small to be truly an axe. The fact that other people have mentioned that it is something else. The behavior of the police and the fact that they don't seem to be terribly worried about the instrument. And you can come to a conclusion that what we are seeing here is not an axe, but something far more harmless. And therefore, this video doesn't provide evidence of much of anything. Now, I've been watching some of the responses on the internet. People will say, well, it's only a spatula. And guess what do they say in response? They say, well, if it had been an axe, they still wouldn't have done anything. What kind of logic is that? Here's evidence. Oh, but it's really not. But what if it was? If you truly believe that the police treat certain classes of people differently, you're entitled to that belief. But you really shouldn't provide this video as evidence of that. This is not evidence of anything. Gotta use your noggin. Gotta ask some good questions. Gotta be a critical thinker. If everybody was a better critical thinker and were more discerning of what they see in front of them and more discerning of the news that they hear, we wouldn't have nearly as much strife today as we do. A lot of people getting hurt here because people aren't thinking. Support my channel. Click like. You like me enough? I might do more.